In this video, I'm going to be talking all about the illusion of stress and why it is not external factors that are making you stressed. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine. I'm a holistic nutritionist, energy healer, and hypnotherapist, and I am here to help you align, awaken, and ascend. So let's dive right in. All right, so what is the illusion of stress? Stress is just a biological process that we experience in our bodies, and it's the perfect time to be talking about stress because stress is leading to become one of the biggest causes of death. It's said that emotional stress is actually the 6th leading cause of death. That's crazy. And stress really is what leads to all dis-ease and problems that we seem to experience in our lives. So it really is something that we need to address. However, it is not the external experiences that are causing your stress. It is your internal reaction to all of these external experiences. So how does this all work? So there's a perceived stressor, whether it's your work, your partner, your children, your health, whatever it is, there's a perceived stressor. And this comes from a belief that you were given very early on in your life, and you now see whatever is happening in your external environment is causing you to react to this stressor in your life. The way that we were wired is that from a young age, if we experienced fear, poverty, or lack, we will then later on in our lives experience fear, poverty, and lack, because this is actually just how we were programmed. It's how we were wired. It's what we learned and became, this is what we knew. And so it only makes sense that this is what we would see in our external environment. But our external environment is merely just reflecting back to us our internal environment. So the readiness to react with fear is only dependent upon how much fear you actually are holding within you. And David Hawkins, who's one of my favorite authors, he said, I think that he said it so beautifully when he said in his book, to the fearful person, this world is a terrifying place. To the angry person, this world is a chaos of frustration. And to the guilty person, this is a world of temptation. And what we hold inside colors our world. That says it all right there. So if we begin to release these feelings of fear, all of a sudden, there's nothing to fear in our world. If we begin to release the guilt, all of a sudden, there isn't temptation and things that are luring us in. And if we release our anger, all of a sudden we can have love and compassion and acceptance for all of these circumstances that would originally make us angry. So what is really happening is we get these programs and beliefs from such a young age, and they are buried deep within us, whether it's consciously or unconsciously. They build pressure within us, and all that external circumstances are doing are tapping on this built up pressure within us. And so until we actually release the underlying emotion, it's all of our external environments or external circumstances will just continue to tap into that internal pressure that we're experiencing and that we haven't let go of. Because stress really is just our degree of reactivity to external events. And so, as I alluded to earlier with the example, if you grew up in poverty, you received that mental map, you received that programming of lack, scarcity, and maybe not knowing how to manage money, maybe not feeling that money is safe. Any of these things, our mind is a meaning-seeking machine, so it is always seeking to make meaning and interpret our environment, especially when we're younger. So what you grow up with is often, that's why so many people say, you're not born into wealth or things like this, but you can absolutely come from one circumstance and create a completely new reality. But in order to do that, you have to tap into the subconscious mind and rewire those beliefs, which I talk about in my first video, so go check that one out if you want to learn how we can begin to reprogram our mind. But I also want to touch on, it isn't enough to just remove the stressor from our lives. And this is so interesting because I see so many stress programs and doctors and things and protocols that are working to help us relieve stress, and a lot of them are going about it the wrong way. They're saying just remove the stressor. And inevitably, if we just remove one stressor, we'll find another thing to be stressed about. If we remove one fear, we'll find another thing to fear. And so it isn't enough to merely remove the stressor. It's like, think of like having a leak in your pipes. You wouldn't just put some tape over it and like call it good. No, you need to fix where the leak is coming from. Otherwise, it's going to continue to leak and find a new place to leak out of, a new hole. It will forge a new hole to come out of. And this is what our traditional medical system is doing right now. It's very reactive and very just treating the symptoms rather than the cause. And so, we see so often people, if you're depressed, it's like, well, here's an antidepressant. If you're anxious, here's an anti-anxiety medication. And yes, absolutely, if you are needing help and if, this is where you're at, I get it. But I do believe that these should be used temporarily. They should be used knowing that they're going to fix the symptoms that are arising in this moment, but our job is to look deeper, to release what's causing the anxiety, what's causing the depression, what's causing the disease. And so many people today are experiencing muscle tension and pain, and all of these things are our body talking to us and our body telling us, hello, this is an emotion that you have not dealt with. And so rather than taking a muscle relaxer or an Advil or Tylenol, what if we just removed the underlying emotion that's leading to the tension or the pain? Then that's how we truly heal. So all this to say, if you are experiencing pain, if you're experiencing dis-ease, if you are experiencing anxiety or depression or lack of abundance or whatever it is in your life, I just want to say it's nothing that you did wrong. It's programs that you learned from a very young age. And that's okay. And it's once we begin to see that there's nothing that we did wrong and that we are so capable of changing all of this, then we begin to take our power back and we begin to stop relying on these external things to temporarily ease our pain, and we stop giving our power away to these external, quote, stressors, because really nothing has the power to make us stressed. We just give it the power. And so I'm inviting you today to take your power back and to really step in and be in control of how you manage and how you react to all of these things. Because when we can begin to see things as just experiences and just events, and we get to choose how we react to them. And ultimately, our lives are so short and limited and precious to really be reacting to be living in fear or anger or guilt or sadness. All of these things, these are not our birthright. Our birthright is happiness and joy and enjoyment of this beautiful life we were given. So if you are struggling with any of these, and FYI, we all do in some way, in some capacity, and I believe that we now have so many tools to overcome these. And so if this is something that you are struggling with, please reach out, let me know. Let's reprogram those beliefs so that you can step in and have more empowering beliefs, release what isn't serving you, and step into the life that you deserve. So if this was something you enjoyed, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you are looking to heal, to create, to let go of And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe, share this video with a friend, and let me know what other topics you want to hear more of. And until next time, I am sending you all infinite love and light.